Town, home of the lean Astros is the team that we rock. Texans for life, you can't stop it. Together like brothers and bets and jets. All the time we be pumping on the grind. If it's LJ from Houston, pulling up stats, you'll be pulling in stacks, hitting bookies from the back with no Vaseline. I need green and upsea quantities for a fiend, save the dreams for a king. This is H-Town, home of the lean Astros is the team that we rock. Texans for life, you can't stop it. Together like brothers and bets and jets. All the time we be pumping on the grind. If it's LJ from Houston, pulling up stats, you'll be pulling in stacks, hitting bookies from the back with no Vaseline. I need green and upsea quantities for a fiend, save the dreams for a king. This is H-Town, home of the lean Astros is the team that we rock. Texans for life, you can't stop it. Together like brothers and bets and jets.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? LJ from H-Town, back at you again. RaWordz podcast, doing a Lakers live stream right now. LeBron, he's back in the lineup, so finally get to see him. With his new traded team, he got Russell, Beasley. Let's see him with the new fellow starters and see if the Lakers can get them a win. They're desperate for a win right now. They're playing the Pelicans. This is a revenge spot for them. They lost to the Pelicans maybe, I think, like a week or so ago. So I believe the Lakers should pull it out tonight. I'm on LeBron's points. I think he needs, 26 and a half. I'm on AD's rebounds. I think he needs 11 and a half. And I'm on Brandon Ingram's points as well. Let me get the officials for y'all. Brandon Ingram over 24 and a half points. LeBron over 27 points. And Anthony Davis over 11 and a half rebounds. So that's what we doing, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? My boys in the building, Tim and Earl, Earl Sports Bets. Love the guys be having me on occasionally, shout out. Just late night, just chilling, watching this Laker game, like I said. So we just go kick back. I want to go over some plays that I had earlier. I was on Jimmy the Bag Show, Pub Sports Radio earlier, and then we broke down the NBA card for today. Going into the not the trade, I'm sorry, the All-Star game weekend. So, got to tread lightly. A lot of these teams, players, they're probably checked out already, ready to go on vacation. Some of the stars are going to Utah. Some of the stars are not going to Utah. If I was a star in the NBA right now, and I would try my best not to go to Utah. Seriously, because nothing is there, in my opinion. So it'd be hard-fetched for me to enjoy my time out there. But hey, whatever the case may be, you got to do your job. You got to do your job. So, hey, but kudos to the stars that made it, the All-Stars, that made it. They should have a good time. Shout out to Kenyon Martin Jr. for the Rockets. He's in the slam dunk contest. I do have him winning it. So look out for Kenyon Martin Jr. Saturday in the dunk contest from the Rockets. But, other than that, let me go over my plays earlier. In that Charlotte and Spurs game, I initially took Terry Rozier's over his points. I believe it was like 23 and a half, somewhere around there, but he ended up getting ruled out. So had that bet canceled. But I did have LaMelo double-double in that game. And he cashed that easily because he ended up having a triple-double in this game. What did LaMelo have? 28 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. Dennis Smith Jr. had 3+ steals. I was going to tweet that out, but I didn't have time because he was ruled in at the last minute, and I don't think I got the prop in fast enough for them to officially bet that prop. But I would have been on Dennis Jr. 2+ steals if I would have got it. So he ended up getting it. PJ Washington, did he get those 4 of 8 from the 3-point line? So that PJ Washington prop over 1.5 3-pointers has been cashed. Shout out to Razor, Sharp Picks from Pub Sports. Shout out to Ski Profit. I know they've been on it for sure. I may need to hop on it as well because he has been cashing that. I know for sure. I've been hearing it from my peoples. I just haven't told it yet, He's hit it 4, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so he's hit 4 in 2 games. He's hit 2 4 games, 3 out of 4 games, 4 out of 5 games, 5 out of 6. So yeah, he's getting that 3-point prop. He's getting the attempt. So maybe something that we should tell. PJ Washington over 1.5 3-pointers. So sharp look. Shout out to my guys that's been on that. Moving over to the Bulls and Pacers game. Lakers on a run right now. D'Angelo Russell with the ball, pick and roll with Anthony Davis, alley oop, and dunk. So yeah, Lakers making it look easy right now. They up 17-4, 8 minutes in the first quarter. So AD got 9 points. This is old team, so he should want to make a statement. Considering this is the old team he played for. So yeah, I'm not surprised. AD should have a monster game today. As long as you get your 12 rebounds. I should have took LeBron's points and rebounds as well. But, he can get back acclimated back into this lineup and we can see how he gels with the new roster. But AD, I'm looking for you to get your 12 rebounds for sure tonight, buddy. But let's get back to the Bulls and the Pacers. Pacers end up winning the game 117-113. I was on Vucevic rebounds over 12.5. Obviously, he did not cash that, but should have been on Zach LaVine, 35, 11, and 7. So I'm going to make a mental note that when DeRozan is out of the lineup, think about Zach LaVine, PRA. Had a good game tonight. They still lost the game, and the Bulls are on a back-to-back tomorrow, I believe, with the Bucks. So I'm looking for them to get smacked up tomorrow night too versus the Bucks. So, but Vucevic did not cash his over 12.5 rebounds for me. But hey, it is what it is. Yeah, I see you. You sweating some hockey. What you sweating right now? Let me know. I'm on the Rangers tonight. I think that was the only play I took. I believe Rangers. Let me check just to make sure. Oh, I had took a shot on the Blackhawks and Maple Leafs under. Obviously, that didn't cash, but I am on the Rangers right now. So over the Canucks, and I sprinkle on the over as well, over 6.5. So that's what I'm sweating right now on the NHL. Let me know what you're sweating though. All right, let's get back to these games that we played earlier. Cavs and the Sixers. The Sixers was blowing the Cavs out, I think by 20 something points. I believe it was like 26 or 27 points. And the Cavs ended up coming back and making it a game. They only lost by 6, 118, 112. I had the first half under, which cash was 111. But that full game I had under as well, 217. It went over. So wasn't able to cash that. It ended up being what, 230? Yeah, ended up being 230. So I wasn't able to cash that. But I did cash the first half, so it broke even on that one. Moving on to the Knicks and the Hawks. Knicks ended up winning 122-101. And I cashed Brunson's over 26.5 points. He had 28. So good cash right there. 9 rebounds, 5 assists. So his PRA probably cashed as well. So Brunson's been playing well as of late. I've been cashing him last couple games. I think he's averaging like 30 in his last 8 or 9, somewhere around there. I don't have the numbers officially in front of me right now, but Brunson's been cashing his props. So look for Brunson after the All-Star break to make us some money for sure. I would stay on Brunson. He's being aggressive. He has his buddy from college back on the team, Josh Hart. So Brunson should be good money going until after the All-Star break for sure. He got the Yokes plus 201. Yokes team total over 2.5, and the Wild Avs over 6. All right, buddy. Hope you cash. I only take the Coyotes. They are at home though, huh? So I should have looked at them. Are they at home? Yeah, they're at home versus the Lightning. Yeah, I should have looked at them because I like looking at the Coyotes at home, but the Lightning are strong. I think they have a good record versus the West too. So didn't really want to step in front of that. But hey, hope you cash, my friend. Hope you cash. Let's get to who we just passed. Knicks and Hawks, Pistons, and the Celtics. I had Bogdanovich over 21 and a half points. I believe that is too low. The books haven't adjusted that yet because he had 28 and he's had 28 in 3 straight games, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check this because he didn't get traded as we all thought he would. So I guess he's just going to ball out 32, 33, and 28 in his last 3 games. So, yeah, the books haven't adjusted Boyakovich 21 and a half points. It's too low. So until they adjust it, let's stay on it. We're going to keep cashing, and we're going to make them push that number up until we can't bet it anymore. So Bogdanovich over 21 and a half points, ladies and gentlemen. Stay on it. And they end up losing, as we all know. Detroit is a horrible team. And I don't bet on the Celtics. I have a love-hate relationship with the Celtics. Tatum had 38, 9, and 7 tonight. You know, he comes back. He didn't play against the Bucks, but he comes back tonight and plays against Detroit with an illness. So, go figure. But anyway, I have a love-hate relationship with them. I was with them last year on the finals, and they lost me a lot of money. And I've tried to bet them this year, and when I bet them, they lose. When I don't bet them, they win. So I decided just to leave the Celtics alone and just, bet the opposing teams, players, or whoever's playing that night with them because they're too up and down for me, and I can't be consistent with the Celtics at all. So just stay off of them. Nets and the Heat. I was on the wrong player today. I had Dinwiddie over 18 and a half points, and I should have been on Bridges. I've been cashing with Bridges when he was with the Suns because Booker was out of that lineup. I don't know why I didn't go to him again, but hey, not making that mistake again, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to jump on Bridges. And I recommend just to do it at the home games right now just to see how his road and home game splits are with the Nets because we don't know how he's going to adjust to this team. He's playing good at home. Um, he's had 20 something, over 20 something in 2 games at home, but the other night on the road, he had a lackluster game. So let's pay attention to his home road splits. I think he will be money at home, but let's just pay attention to that in the future. Mikal Bridges over 20 and a half points is usually where they have it set, but we'll look towards it after the All-Star break and we'll have a definitive number of how we're going to cap his points. But he had 45, 8, and 5 tonight. He seems like he's very comfortable with this team. He probably has a more efficient role. The ball probably can go through him more, supposed to having Booker and Paul and DeAndre Ayton, so other players that have to get the ball. So, yeah, Bridges, let's stay on his points. Claxton had 2 blocks, and as everybody knows, I was a Claxton guy. But since Durant has been out of that lineup, he hasn't been consistently getting that 3 and 4 blocks because he's having to get rebounds more and now score more. Now Bridges is on the team along with Dinwiddie, so that the points may not be necessary now, but the rebounds are going to have to be there. So I just think he can't be as aggressive as he want to be because he has to make up in other areas because the roster has been split up with Kyrie and KD. So, but a guy that I am on that cashed, and it was my trilogy play of the day, Jared Jackson Jr. over 3.5 blocks, plus 150. And he cashed it easily, ladies and gentlemen. 26 points, 9 rebounds, 5 steals, and 4 blocks. So, my best bet trilogy play of the day cashed. And I had Memphis minus 4.5 first half. And they cashed that as well. So, and I also have an interesting note about Memphis that I wanted to throw out to everybody that's listening. Brandon Clark. When he starts in the lineup, you have to take his steals because he has 2+ steals, I believe, every single time he started. He also had 3 blocks tonight as well. So make a note of that. Brandon Clark for Memphis. If he starts the game in the lineup with Jared Jackson, because now that Adams is out, he's going to be getting a lot more playing time. So I think we need to take advantage of this while Adams is out of the lineup. Brandon Clark, when he starts with Jared Jackson, take his 2+ steals, and we're going to keep riding Jared Jackson over 2.5 blocks and the 3.5 blocks plus money. So those are the three props that we're going to, you know, stay on going after the All-Star break with Memphis until Steven Adams get back in that lineup. So now let's move on to this Rockets and Thunder game because I was on OKC minus 9.5, and they've cashed that easily 132.96 with a minute left. And I was going to be on a sneaky play today. He did cash it. He was one rebound away, but Jabari Smith double was thinking about taking it. He had 2 steals and 2 blocks. So, you know, now that KPJ and Eric Gordon's out of that lineup, the ball runs through him a lot. And I think that we're going to have the opportunities to cash Jabari Smith Jr.'s double, regularly after the All-Star break. So he had 2 threes too. So yeah, let's make a mental note of Jabari Smith double for the Rockets. I believe it's good money after the All-Star break. But as far as this game, I had Shea Gildress 30 points. It was a blowout. He had 29. I needed, 32 and a half. So, yeah, it was a blowout. Uh, he was over 2 from 3, so those 6 points would have cashed me. So he missed the 2 threes, 8 of 16 from the field. I'm not mad at that. So he had an efficient game, 29, 6 assists, 2 blocks. I had his 2+ steals, too. He didn't cash that either. So, but I cashed the 9.5 full game. So that's a good one. Dallas and Denver was my last bet. And I took the first quarter over 60, and it didn't get there. It got to 51, I believe. So, yeah, I missed that one. So, all in all, let's tally up the record all for the day. I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I went 7-7. So I broke even. Those are the days that you're like, it's like you never bet. So you're just basically getting your money back that you bet. So I was kind of a little overzealous with Dinwiddie and Shea Gildress. I'm not mad at the Dallas Denver. Dallas is an over team first quarter. Denver is usually over team. But Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon is out of the lineup. So not mad at that. I just stick to the bets that's been cashing for me. And, that's one of my rules. I just stay on it. Yeah. I agree. Split days, free entertainment, basically. Yeah. And we get to learn, track your bets, see what you lost, see how you won, and just keep tallying up these notes because I believe that writing it down, keeping notes, doing your research makes you a better capper. Because if you write it down, you usually can mentally store it. So good nugget right there. But yeah, 7-7 on the day. Yeah, like I said, it is what it is. But I did jump on some late props in this Laker game. I jumped on LeBron's points, as I mentioned. I jumped on Brandon Ingram's points, and I jumped on Anthony Davis's rebounds. So Anthony Davis has 9 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists so far. LeBron James has 2 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists so far. And Brandon Ingram has 5 points. So, first quarter, Lakers 32-17, looking good. Handicap your handicapping. That's a great slogan. I think I'm going to put that on a t-shirt, sir. Handicap your handicapping. Great slogan. So, yeah. But other than that, man, yeah, I just wanted to get on the stream, chop it up. We're going into this All-Star break. And just want to, mention a couple teams, buy on teams that has been strong in the first half of the season. And, we can basically start with uh one of the games that just happened was a very meaningful game, and it was the Cavs and the Sixers that just played, because both these teams are fighting for that third slot in the Eastern Conference. So they're going to be neck and neck down the stretch. And the Cavs have, a lot of road games coming up because they were at home most of the first half of the season. So they're about to go on the road. And we're going to really see what they're made of, because they just lost tonight on the road. And they're not a very good road team. They thrive off that home energy, and that's where they're more comfortable. So when they have to go on the road, they're a completely different team. So they're going to be tested coming out of this All-Star break. And if you want to be a good team, especially a championship contending team, you're going to have to win on the road. Everybody knows that. Um, but Cavs, Sixers, Bucks, Boston is pretty much the top of the Eastern Conference. Um, I don't trust Boston, to be honest with you. I just believe they rely too much streaky shooting when it comes to 3-point shots and things like that. I just don't think the offense runs smoothly with them. A lot of one-on-one, trying to take people off the dribble, things like that. So I'm not really fond on Boston, even though they are number one in the East right now, 42-17. I believe that Milwaukee could catch them. I think Philly can catch them as well. I believe those two teams can catch them, and then Cleveland will be fighting right there with them. Brooklyn is number 5 right now. Don't know how they're gonna go. Their rosters team's been split up. New York is fighting at the 5 too, so they may topple Brooklyn with that 5th seed, and then you got Miami at the 7th, Atlanta at the 8th. So, but yeah, I'm looking for Boston to get out of that number 1 seed. Milwaukee's 40-17, so they're tied in the loss column. But Boston has 2 more wins than the Bucks right now. The Bucks do play tomorrow. So coming out the All-Star break, those 2 teams are going to be fighting for that number 1 seed. And then you got Philly and Cleveland, like I mentioned, fighting right there in Nick and Tuck for that 2nd, 3rd, and 4th seed. So yeah, we'll see what happens. And as far as the West, we got Denver still at the top, 40-18. Memphis is second, 35-22. And that's pretty telling, because Memphis has had a slide as of late, and they're still the 2nd seed in the Western Conference. So as long as they stay the course, let me see how many home games they got left, because Memphis' comfortable spot is at home. So coming out of this All-Star break, they're on the road versus the Sixers. That's going to be an interesting game. They're going to have to play in that game. That's the Thursday TNT game coming out the All-Star break. So that's going to be a good game. Then they're at home versus the Nuggets. That's Saturday. That's a good game. Then the Lakers at home. So they're 2 out of the next 3 games coming out of February are at home. So that's a good spot for them. They're going to be comfortable. Oh, and then they play the Rockets March 1st and Wednesday. I will be at that game. So make note of that, Wednesday, March 1st. Memphis and the Rockets, ladies and gentlemen. Um, then they go back on the road for the Nuggets, Clippers, Lakers. So they're on a West Coast road trip, Golden State. So they got to play Golden State, Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting road trip. They're going to have to come out of that 2-2. Because then you got to come back out of that and come back home and play Dallas twice. Well, that's a back-to-back. Dallas comes to you, and then you go to Dallas. So it's one of those back-to-back, home road splits. Grizzlies in the Heat, Grizzlies in the Spurs, Warriors. So yeah, they got some home games coming up that they could, you know, make some traction in that Western Conference, because that's where they're comfortable at. All right, let's see. This quarter just ended. Lakers. Let's see where we at. Quarter just ended. Lakers are up 38-25. That was a high scoring first quarter. 13, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 63 points scored in the first quarter. And yeah, it looks pretty good. LeBron's out there dishing, 4 assists, being a facilitator, doing what LeBron does. He is the king, the GOAT, all time leading scorer. And he's the man. I don't understand why people be hating. Anybody that I have a conversation about LeBron James, if they don't tell me that he's in their top 5 all time, I don't even have a conversation with you. I mean, it's no point. I'm sorry. It's no point. Now, top 10, okay. It depends on how old you are. And it depends on how you view the game because you can probably make a top 10 with all centers if you go back into history, or at least a top 5 of all centers. So once you start getting to positions, how you got to beat your shooting guard, point guard, small forward, you can't deny that LeBron James is the greatest small forward of all time. Just can't deny it. So if he's not in your top 5, we don't need to have a conversation. What's going on? What we talking about, right? 76ers win the East and loses in the finals. Gotta follow in the footsteps of the Phillies and Eagles losing in the Hey, that's a good, interesting point. If that comes to fruition, we're gonna go back to this stream and give you props because that could very well happen. No doubt about it. LG, thoughts on AD uh rebounds as he only has 2 first quarter. Yeah. Um, I'm not gonna worry right now. I'm not gonna sweat it. He has 2. So hey, I guess the fact, if when LeBron get out of the game and AD's on the floor with the other team, then maybe he could get those opportunities. But it's early. No sweat right now. We good. Don't disrespect him like that. He definitely is top 5. Thank you, LG. Yes. I also hate anything to do with Philadelphia. Hey, it's what it is. I agree. Uh, hate who you hate because, living in Texas, we already know how ridiculous Cowboy fans are. So I understand completely how you feel. But yeah, as far as like I said, I finish up the West. Memphis, I believe I'm going to be a buy on team with Memphis. I like how they play. I like their scrappiness, and I like how they fight. They're not scared. I love players and teams that are willing to put up a fight, and Memphis definitely is that. But as far as the rest of the Western Conference, it's been shaken up because we already know the trades that happened. Kyrie's went to Dallas. Durant has went to the Suns, and very interesting how Durant has went to the Suns because the Suns are 4th right now in the West behind Sacramento, Memphis, and Denver. Sacramento's 32-25. I believe that they're going to digress and probably fall out of that 3rd seed and probably fall away down to maybe 6 or 7 because the Clippers, I believe, are going to rise. I believe Phoenix is going to rise. Dallas may stay the course. They're at the 6th seed right now. New Orleans is at the 7th seed. And it's just unfortunate Zion can't stay healthy because they were like 1 or 2 top in the West before he got hurt, and they were a good contending team to compete in that West. So it's unfortunate that he's hurt. Minnesota, Golden State. Golden State is 9th right now. They're going to have to make a hell of a run if they're going to try to make a run and defend their title. Because 29-29 right now. Ooh, I don't know. They got 29 losses, man. Golden State may be out of there. Seriously. But yeah, I believe the Clippers and Phoenix are gonna extend into this Western Conference, and they're gonna be the top 4. Sacramento's gonna go out of there. It's gonna be Denver, Memphis, Phoenix, and the Clippers. That's why I believe the top 4 teams in the West right now that are going to be fighting for those after the All-Star break going into the playoffs. Let's look at some games tomorrow. Who we got up tomorrow? Bucks and the Bulls. Only can look Bucks. Full game. Uh, DeRozan, is he going to be out again? DeRozan day to day. Lonzo out. Okay, so they say he's day to day. Giannis, of course, day to day. But the Bucks, they're a buy-on team right now as well, and I'm not stepping in front of them. I love taking them on the road as well, especially in the Eastern Conference, and this is their division, the Bulls. So yeah, I believe the Bucks come out and smash the Bulls tomorrow going into this All-Star break. Wizards and Timberwolves. I'm gonna take the over first quarter because we all know Wizards are the number one over first quarter team, and the Wolves, they score a lot in the first quarter as well. They're right around that 28, 30 points first quarter. So yeah, I'll be looking towards a first quarter over Wizards and Timberwolves. Clippers and Suns it's gonna be a good game tomorrow. And I'm gonna stay up and watch that game because those two teams, like I just mentioned, are buy on teams. They've made trades, they've enhanced their roster, and I'm gonna be looking to see how they respond in this second half of the schedule going into these playoffs. Uh Interesting note though, the Suns are undefeated in their division. I believe they're now 9-0. And they play the Clippers tomorrow, who's in their division. And also the Suns are the best first half under team at home, along with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Those are the two. So the Suns usually go under first half at home. The Clippers are an under team as well. Uh, They their ATS record isn't good at all. The Suns have been playing well in the first quarter, first half. So in my if I had to make a bet on this right now, I would lean towards the first half under, and I'm probably going to take the Clippers full game. Because the second half is where they come out strong. But the Suns, they play defense, and it just depends on Aiden, in my opinion. Can he dominate down low on Vucevic? Can he dominate? That's the question. We already know Chris Paul sets you up. We already know Booker could get his shot off. He's money usually. Can Aiden dominate in the paint? That's what I need to see. Uh, but Clippers, like I said, they got those wing players, Kawhi and Paul George. They cause turnovers. They're very streaky. They could go on like a 20-0 run easily. I've been cashing on Terrence Mann's props, points, and rebounds. So look for Terrence Mann. It's usually set around 15 and a half, maybe 14, 16, somewhere around there. But he's going to get it. So Terrence Mann, points and rebounds. Look for that. I wouldn't be mad at Booker props, points as well. He's at home. He's more comfortable at home. Usually he scores a lot. He usually gets off in the first quarter as well. He likes to come out swinging first quarter. So look at Booker's points tomorrow. And I'm going to sit back and watch the game. I'm leading Clippers full game. I'm leading Suns early. I don't think that I'm going to take them because I just want to see them play the Clippers. But I just said the Suns are undefeated in their division, and I'm leaning Clippers full game. I don't know, man. Tomorrow I'm gonna sleep on it. It'll be a new day, and we'll see how I feel tomorrow. But I just like how the Clippers are playing right now, especially the second half. They come out in the second half and just blitz you and end up covering the spread as well. This is a low spread too, -1. So they should be in this game, and I'm gonna sit back and watch it. All right, back on the game. LeBron is in here with the second unit, I believe. 41-30, 10 minutes in the second quarter. I don't know. It's just gonna be interesting, man. Uh, like I said, KD's in the West now. It's gonna be interesting. Very, very interesting. All Golden State Warrior needs to do is make it, and they are dangerous. Yeah, I would never count them out. Their championship breed. They've been there. We'll never count them out. Where do you find your first quarter and first half stats? I usually look on Odd Sharks, but to be honest, I track them every day. I don't I don't try to depend on websites to get my stats. Like it's a backup. Don't get me wrong. I will go on just the backup to reassure that my information is correct. But I cap my games by doing my own numbers and just going into the references and reassuring that my numbers are correct. So, but for the most part, odd sharks and team ranking, team stats is what I usually follow. All right. Pelicans is trying to make a little run here. Lakers just scored, put it back up 47-34. But Pelicans, trying to make a little run here. LeBron with the pass to shooter up the court. I don't know who that is shooting the ball right there. I don't believe he needs to be shooting the ball. And, everybody in NBA just feel they can shoot a three right now. Ooh, offensive foul. Laker ball. Marshall. You should have known better, Marshall. You should have known better. He pulled you for the okie doke. So but yeah, shout out to everybody listening right now. Shout out to everybody watching. Oh, that's old boy, that's Bamba from Orlando. That's who that is on the Lakers. I didn't recognize him. Malik Beasley in the game, and he gets his three blocked. Pelicans are a feisty team. They're a good under team as well, especially first half. They like to slow the tempo down and play half court. So, and I don't believe that Lakers are successful in the half court like that. The Lakers like to run and get fast break points, easy buckets. For the most part of what I've saw, I'm not saying that's their whole offense, but from what I've seen. But it's gonna be interesting watching this second half of the NBA. I can't wait to see Durant with the Suns. Um, and I'm not the biggest fan of Durant, but the fact that Durant understands that he's more of like a mercenary, sort of like what Kawhi was when he went to Toronto to get that ring. Durant just wants to be part of a team. He doesn't want to be the team. He doesn't want to be the leader. He doesn't want to be the vocal person. He wants to just play ball. You know, Man, the Suns gave up 4 first-round picks and a 2028 pick swap. Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson for KD and TJ Warren. But, ownership that just bought the Suns, they made a splash. I mean, why not? And my thing is, I believe this deal has been on the table probably since last year. Because I was talking to one of my friends in Phoenix, and I was telling him that if that trade was going to get pulled off, they were going to have to get rid of Bridges. And I was just like him. I didn't think Phoenix needed to get rid of Bridges because he was a glue piece to that team. But hey, to get KD, you got to do what you got to do because of course KD's a better you know player than Bridges when it's all said and done for us from the offensive standpoint, and the marketing standpoint. So we already understand why Bridges had to go. But hey, it's business, it's the profession, it's understood. But the fact that now they got a point guard, Chris Paul, they have a shooter, Devin Booker. and now KD is the three. And they have a center in DeAndre Ayton. And I'm not a big fan of Ayton either, but we'll see how the team gels and who's going to be that fourth piece on that team. That's going to be interesting to see who they plug in there at the power forward. But uh, or KD might start at the power forward. They probably will start somebody at the small forward, plug somebody in there, Torrey Craig or something like that. Who knows? But I'm interested to see. I want to see him, and I think it's going to be fun. Uh, KD knows that a ring is probably knocking at the door right now, considering health and all other things that need to line up. But the foundation is pretty set right now. I like Terrence Ross coming over there too. He's a streaky 3-point shooter. He could get you some points off the bench, certain situations. And, they're gonna plug in some more people as well. And we'll see how they build out that bench. Because they are top heavy as the starters. That's pretty much that could be an all NBA team they have right now at the starting position. So let's see how they build out that bench and get some production. All right, Lakers 47-37, 6:48 left in the second quarter. Oh, AD, really? Wow. Yeah, we need AD to get these rebounds. Where is he at right now? He just came back in the game. LeBron's on the bench right now. So I think he could get the opportunities right now because LeBron is on the bench. He's still sitting at what, 2? Oh, he has 3. Okay. So 6 minutes left. You get 3. You need to get 6 before halftime, AD. That's what you need to do. You need to get 6 rebounds before halftime. Oh, good pass. Lakers 49-37. 12-point lead over the Pelicans. Josh Richardson is running the point for some reason. I don't understand why. That's another thing, the issue with the Pelicans. They need a true point guard, I believe. Somebody that could facilitate, put people in the right positions. Yeah, they need a point guard, I believe. They're gonna have to find somebody that could, because CJ's more of a shooting guard. He has to play the 2. Brandon Ingram can play the 3. Zion could come back and play the 4. Vucevic at the 5. Who's that 1? That's the question. They need to find that 1. And they'll be a good team. They're already a good team right now. I like the coach, I like the philosophy he's brought. They have a defensive, mentality. So they just gotta get their roster straight, consistent, and see how they do. Ooh, good steal. Alvarado. Oh, blocked. Wow. Ooh. Man, why you didn't let AD get that rebound? Wow. Yeah. Looks like we're gonna sweat this out for a little bit. Oh, steal. Oh, AD with a rebound. Good job. That's 4. Good job. Yeah. Yeah, AD should get his rebounds tonight. I'm not worried. I'm not gonna watch this whole game. I'm gonna lay it down because we got 9 to 5, so I gotta get up in the morning, go to work. But I should wake up to AD having his 12 rebounds. LeBron James should cash his 27 points, and Brandon Ingram should cash his 26 points. So I'm not worried. Wake up to some money in the morning, and like I said, I broke even today, 7-7. It is what it is. Uh, some of the plays, like I said, I was a little overzealous with Shea, Dinwiddie, uh, the Vucevic rebounds. If I would have stayed off of those, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Could have went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. and 3. I would have went 7-3. So, hey, it is what it is. It's the thrill of gambling. You're all trying to cash. So, at the end of the day, at least I didn't lose. So, that's how we look at it. How are we looking at hockey right now? What are we looking at over here on the hockey? Red Wings up 3-2. Avalanche up 2-0. Sabres up 2-0 on the Ducks. Rangers are up 3-2. So, yeah, it looks like that over 6.5 is going to go over as well. So, looks like I'm going to cash that Rangers and Canucks 6.5. They got 5 right now going into the second. Uh, Lightning and Coyotes still 0-0. Interesting. Yeah. Lightning had a they play on a back to back. They had the Avalanche last night, so it could be a letdown spot for the Lightning right now. So Coyotes could catch them slipping. Could catch them slipping. Love how the Suns look. I bet them plus 385 to win their division about a week ago before the KD trade. Wow, good shot, good shit. For real. Like you may cash that. Straight up. That'd be a good cash plus 385. Shout out to Tim on that one for real. Or Nick. I don't know which way you are, Tim or Nick. Let me know. Because, I get y'all mixed up. So I'm pretty sure he'll let me know in a minute who it is, Tim or Nick. All right, LeBron's back in the game. Lakers up 51-42. Trying to make a little run to cover this first half spread. They usually cover the spread at home anyway, so there probably was a sharp look. Lakers first half spread. But I'm just not interested in putting money on the Lakers right now. I gotta see. Rebound. 8 AD, come on, bro. You let that boy get 2 offensive rebounds on you. It's Nick, the NHL guy. Ha ha. My guy, Nick. So yeah, we're gonna have to do some hockey soon, Nick. After the All-Star break for the NFL, NBA. Let's do a show next week for some hockey, man. I like to dab a little bit. So, I'm just keying in on certain teams, just trying to keep it simple, team total under. So just keep it simple. But we could do a show and give me some looks, man, because I like to tell, especially when it makes sense. So we can look for some in the next week or somewhere around there. Get some hockey going. All right, Brandon Eagles at the line. 53-45. Timeout. Lakers, 3 minutes left in the second quarter. So yeah. Kansas City had their parade today. Shout out Kansas City, Super Bowl champions. I end up at the last minute taking Kansas City. I was really leaning taking the Eagles. It took up to like maybe earlier that day. I kept listening to people. I just kept just wondering and just kept contemplating. Experience matters. Experience matters. So I just had to take Patrick Mahomes because I had the Bengals beating them and I lost my money. So I figured if anybody's gonna win my money back, it's gonna be Patrick Mahomes, the person that I bet against. So yeah, he ended up cashing me in. I had some props on him as well. I wish I would have took his rushing prop, but I took the over 2.5 touchdowns. I had to Kelsey anytime touchdown. Pacheco's, I believe I had his fantasy, I believe. So they cashed that as well. So yeah. I had Jalen Hurts rushing touchdown, but he had 3. So I'm pretty sure that was probably close to 1,000 plus 1,000. Who knows what that was? But all in all, Eagles had a good fight. But all your Eagles fans that want to blame the ref for calling that holding call, you got to understand that your team has been digressing in the second half pretty much all season. You scored 24 points in the first half, but then you end up only scoring 10 to like 12 points in the second half. So that's something that y'all gonna have to address next year. Uh, and now they have to find two new coordinators because the defensive coordinator and the offensive coordinator have took jobs with other franchises. So there's gonna be a lot of turnover in that organization. But that's the thing y'all have to analyze yourself. Why does your offense stall in the second half? Eagles. Because you had a quarterback that could have came back from a 10-point deficit. He's done it before, and he proved it again in the Super Bowl. He was down 10 at halftime, came back and scored 24 points in the second half to win that Super Bowl. So I believe it was 24 points in the second half. Maybe it's 17. I don't know, but he had 3 touchdowns. 21 at least. I know that for sure. So kudos. Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs, Super Bowl champions. Yeah. So yeah, we're looking to take a little break this weekend, All-Star weekend in Utah. You know, take a time away from some betting, get some research done, crunch some numbers, and get back to it next week, next Thursday. So we got a full week, you know, take a breath, relax, and try to find some money in this second half of the NBA. But like I mentioned, it's a couple teams, couple players that we could buy on. They're trending up right now. Uh, just to mention a few, Jalen Brunson from the Knicks is trending up. Mikal Bridges for the Nets, trending up. Terrence Mann for the Clippers, points and rebounds. Write it down. Uh, of course, Memphis, Jared Jackson Jr., stay on his blocks. You probably could sprinkle on his steals too. So he's a defensive machine. He loves to play defense. That's his calling card. So he's probably going to be the defensive player of the year for the most part. Uh, but yeah, those just a few that you know we could consistently invest in the bet. So that's one of the things I believe. That's one of my calling phrases. You can't just bet one time, and if they lose, you get discouraged and don't want to go back to the bet. You have to invest in your bet. That's the best advice that I could give any person that wants to get involved in this sports betting capping industry. At least for a week, my opinion. Like for example, NBA. If they have 4 games, let's just say from Monday to that Sunday, whatever. If they have 4 games in that week, I think you should invest in the bet, whatever you're betting on the team or a player. Just invest in that bet for a week and see how the ROI is. Because if they hit the bet 3 out of 5 times, that's a profitable week. You know, it may go 2-2, it may go 1-4 or 1-3. Who knows? Like I said, but usually if they don't, if I'm on a person and they don't hit their prop or their side, like because I take first half, first quarters, if they miss it 3 consecutive times, I'm probably going to get off of it. More than likely, I'm going to get off of it, and they're going to have to hit it 3 consecutive times for me to jump back on it. So that's usually how I do my capping. I follow trends. I like consistency, and I like recent. You know, I'm a recent bias person to where what have you recently done? You know, I understand that a lot of people go back into the history, the SDLQs, and doing all the numbers, and I don't mind all that. I applaud that because y'all are doing the work from people like us that don't really dive into it like that. I'm more of a handwriting statistician to where I like to get my numbers hands on, but I like the fact that y'all can look up these SDLQs and we can watch y'all and get some pointed tips from y'all as well because we all do research together in order to come to a collective goal and making the bet. So as long as it correlates, I believe we should be fine. All right, it's 30 seconds left in this half. Lakers are up 55-49. They're going to cash this first half spread. And like I said, I'm going to go wake up, and LeBron is going to cash his points. AD is going to cash his rebounds. And Brandon Ingram, who just scored again, is going to cash his points. So I'm confident that I can wake up to some money. I'm really not really interested in this game. But I will be looking to see how the Lakers respond. Oh, with the players that they got. All right. That's the end of the half. 55-51. Lakers are up. Let's go through the numbers right now. Let's see where we at. AD 13-5-3. 1 block. LeBron 8-4-4. Ingram 8-2-1. So yeah, I'm looking for a strong second half out of 3 of these players. And we'll see what happens when I wake up. But that's going to be it for me, guys. Just want to get on for a little bit, give y'all, some future looks. Went over my plays today. Went 7-7 as a recap. It is what it is. Broke even. It's like I never bet. So we're going to be at it a little bit again tomorrow. 3 games. Little short slate. Just to go over it again tomorrow. My leans, strong leans. Bucks. Full game. Wizards, Timberwolves, over first quarter, and Clippers and Suns, first half under, is my 3 leans. Possibly getting to the window on 2 of those. But those are my 3 leans for tomorrow. So, but until then, man, appreciate y'all who all came into, holler at me. Only NBA play Suns -1.5. Yeah. I'm not trying to step in front of the Suns. Good work. How about them Chiefs? Yeah. Chiefs cashed us in. Cashed us in. So, but yeah, until then, man, LJ from H-Town. About to sign off. We'll be back probably next week, trying to put out some content. Very excited about the second half of the NBA season. Baseball's about to start. Hockey is in full effect right now. So it's a lot of ways to make money. So let's continue to keep supporting each other. Let's continue to be consistent with our work, with our research, our content. Be consistent with our transparency. And most of all, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to keep cashing. So until then, LJ from H-Town, RaWordz podcast, coming to you from H-Town, Texas. You see NRG in the back. You see the dome in the back. H-Town representing like always. So till next time, we out.
Yeah, RAW. Words being served, no concern and no trouble to get that dough. Money on my mind, if it's money all the time, we be pumping on the grind. If it's LJ from Houston, pulling up stats, you'll be pulling in stacks, hitting bookies from the back with no Vaseline. I need green and up cheap quantities for a fiend, save the dreams for a king. This is H-Town, home of the lean. Astros is the team, and we